Hey guys, it's Mike here.
I'm Rawrb.
And we're going to be answering your questions.
Thank you guys, great songs. I want to know why you chose the pixel art. I love it, by the way. Greetings from Venezuela.
Thanks for that question, Gustavo. To be honest, the pixel art originally started because X-RL7 began as a game and was originally going to be an homage to point-and-click adventure games of the 90s with that kind of pixel art style. So that was a big influence, games like Monkey Island and games of that era, which informed the artwork. And when we switched to an animated series, that carried over, and I'm glad it did. Thanks for the question.
Alfie, your first approach to X-RL7 was for pleasure or business? Thanks for that question, Juan715. Well, I feel I might need to answer this as Alfie. Alfie. Well, when I first saw X-RL7, I have to say there was a little bit of pleasure going through my mind. Alfie's always after pleasure. But ultimately, I'm a businessman at heart. Hope that answers your question, Juan. This one's from David Dutton. Want to know what compressor you're using and how you sync everything?
Cheers, David. David is from the band Gen Cab that you should check out right now. They are awesome and maybe doing some stuff with X-RL7 in the future.
Nice.
So for vocals, I live by the compressor JST gain reduction. I think it's fantastic and I like my vocals crushed, and that does just what I need. You like that?
My vocals are crushed.
And how does everything get synced? I use a variety of programs, which I actually went into detail on in this video here, X-RL7 backstage animation, where I went deep into some of the processes involved in getting X-RL7 on the screen. So do feel free to check that out for more in-depth detail.
Hey Omega, how's it going with those visions?
Thanks for the question. It's a great question, but it's also one where you're kind of breaking the fourth wall. You're kind of tearing apart the fabric of reality with this question, because only Omega and a few of his close friends, people around him, know about the visions. The general public at large don't actually know about that. So asking him that, you know, you're kind of messing with reality and distorting the world we live in, and you know, it's getting a bit existential. So
that's heavy stuff.
It is. So and I imagine if Omega was to answer that, it would be something like, fine.
Just so Omega. Any certain goals you would like to reach by the end of 2022? E.g., YouTube subscribers, Spotify listeners, or fans on Newgrounds?
Thanks, Raz. One goal which I'm really excited to hit is 1 million streams on Spotify, and we're very close. So hopefully we'll have that by the end of the year.
One of my favourite artists and characters in this series is Luna X, played by Nyxx. Any chance of her coming back in future episodes?
It's certainly possible.
Will we ever see a vocal battle between the Duke and Omega?
It's possible.
Finally, and because I have to ask this as I am a Devi fangirl, could we ever hear a song from Devi's album, Real Deal? And without giving too much away, it's possible. I was wondering if you couldn't cut some animation time by employing some machine learning to do the facial expressions based on the recorded dialogue. Maybe one of the people from Computer File could help you out.
Thanks for the question, Kenneth. Anything which helps get the episode out faster is a good thing, but it's not something I've presently considered. And I wonder how something like that would handle some of the human decisions that are involved. I like to make a decision throughout the line of what the character is thinking and feeling, either on the surface or in secret. So I feel there's still a fair bit of artistic choices required, but that said, I'm open to any process that could save time, and maybe it just needs more research on my part. Thanks.
This one's from Nat. Roggers, what inspired you to give Alfie the voice he has? Oh, thanks for that question, Nat. What inspired me to give Alfie the voice he has? Well, the voice originated from when me and Mike just went to the cinema to see a film, and I randomly started doing voices on the way home. And kind of, I don't really think anything was in the works at the time with like animation stuff when that voice came out.
Not for that voice, no.
No, not for that voice. But yeah, it was always kind of there. And yes, it's overly camp, but that's the way he needs to be. Especially, he's very flamboyant. The way he dresses, the way he acts, it just fits him so well. So when Mike approached me with Alfie's character and showed me the initial designs of Alfie, I immediately knew where I was going for that voice. I'm my own worst critic, so I never think Alfie sounds the way he should do, but you all enjoy it, so it can't be too bad.
You're awesome, dude.
Yeah, cheers. And a question to both of you. What's your favourite X-RL7 song, including collaborations, that's been released thus far? And Candlepit's asked a similar question. What's your favourite song you've made? The second question from Nat, and also including Candlepit. What's favourite song? We'll go with mine. What's
Oh, you're asking me to choose between my babies?
Yes, pretty much. I know parents don't like doing it, but you need to for the people.
I need to. Sophie's choice. All right, so, well, I like all the songs for different reasons, but I'm not going to cop out on this answer. I would say probably my favourite that I've written would be Digital Deities, because the chorus, I'm pretty proud of the chorus.
I would probably say the song, I'm a man of simple tastes, I'm a man of catchy tunes and hooky choruses. My go-to song is Gatekeeper. Just the way within the X-RL7 universe, obviously the Duke's coming, he's making his comeback. So he's obviously alluding to he was this big star, so it's only right that he has such a good song. Well, in my eyes anyway, it's such a catchy, big song. So yeah.
Cheers, sir.
No problem. Yes. Oh, and a shout out to Bret Autrey, who voices the Duke. Such a good voice and such a good song. Love it, man.
So you want the prize? If you wanna make it, you've got to play.
When will Alfie drop a record? Right, thanks for that question. Some alien called Mexican. It's a great name. Yeah, so Alfie may drop a record at some point. We don't know when or if, but if he did, I feel I know the context of it. The song would definitely contain parts of his backstory, his bitter relationship with Razor, and scenarios that he's got caught up in over the years that may or may not have been caught on camera. We might do one, we might not, but stay hopeful, it might happen one day.
Can you give us a burst of how that might sound?
Oh God. I'm sure there is maybe some behind the scenes footage of some Queen track in an Alfie voice that may or may on the Patreon, is it?
On Patreon, baby.
Oh, Patreon.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. It's on the Patreon. So if you really want to know, what Alfie might sound like singing, subscribe to our Patreon. If you like us a lot and you enjoy the series, help us along, support us. We appreciate anything. And you get some cool goodies as well, including Alfie singing. Destra asks, how do you find the plethora of people you collab with, and give us your sales pitch when you approach them?
Great question, Destra. Thanks for that. So how do the people become involved? How do I find them? Well, some people I know from being in my band MiXE1 and people I've met in that time, and just from life. And others who I don't know, well, some of the artists are people that I've been listening to for years, which is so awesome that they're involved. Other people I get recommended from YouTube and just other bands. And sometimes viewers themselves actually suggest artists. For example, Patrick Russell is only in the show because Destra, you shared some of his work in the Discord server and brought him to my attention. So thanks a lot for that. That worked out really well. The sales pitch, well, I kind of lead with the trailer that's on the YouTube channel. That was a good way to give artists the flavour of what the show's about. And also I use the technique of name dropping. So
Everybody loves a name drop.
if I'm approaching someone from the more electronic world, I might name drop like Blue Stahli, Aesthetic Perfection, Shiver, people like that are in the show. If I'm speaking to someone more from the YouTube community, it might be more like Rawrb, Babic, Andrew Boehner, Nikki Simmons. I just, shamelessly name drop.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Nothing wrong with it.
This one's from Shelley. Is there currently in the works to add more queer and POC representation to the story?
Thanks for that question, Shelley.
So the world of X-RL7 has a broad mix of characters, a broad mix of people with different backgrounds, and hopefully a nice diverse mix of unique characters. So one of the kind of rules for X-RL7 is characters need to happen organically. I never want us to be in a situation where we're introducing characters primarily because of their race or gender or sexuality. It needs to happen naturally. So anything is possible, and we'll have to see where the series takes us.
Were there instances where you decided to change the direction of how the show is going? And if so, what did you originally have planned?
One thing that comes to my mind straight away is actually Alfie, because the original inception of the band manager of X-RL7 was someone that was a little bit more sleazy, a little bit more dishonest. Can you trust him? A little bit whir, a little bit way. And as Al said, when he saw the artwork, he thought of the voice for Alfie that we have now. And that prompted me to go back and totally rewrite the character because the voice was so strong, and make Alfie a more positive influence, someone that's a lot more very regimented and very strict, but has a heart of gold, and is a big source of comedy in the show.
I do try.
And a request. Please share any form of bloopers from the show.
As far as bloopers go, we do have bloopers. They are over on our Patreon page. If you feel you want to, support us over there. There's plenty of behind the scenes footage, tracks that you won't have heard, blooper reels. Head on over to our Patreon page.
But you always get everything first take, don't you?
Yes.
This question's from Priya. How did Omega and PJ meet?
Thanks a lot for the question, Priya. I'd love to cover this in an episode one day, so we won't give away too many spoilers, but I think Roggs and I can give a rough enactment of how it happened. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Do you want to be in a band?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Cool.
Thanks everyone for your questions. We really appreciate it, and appreciate all of your support and good vibes for the series.
Yes, and all the comments we get on all of the videos are very much appreciated. Good and bad, we're open to constructive criticism and to a certain extent. And thanks for all the comments that we get on all our social media pages. We've got, don't forget our Discord, where you can get in contact with Mike most of the time, me very occasionally. Oh, check out our Patreon as well. Support us if you enjoy the show. Peace out.
Got any hullabaloopers?
I don't know, have we?
Hey guys, it's Mike here. And we're going to be answering your questions.
I don't need to be here at the same time.
Gen Cab, that are awesome, that are croaks on that.
It's okay.
Thanks for the support.
No worries, that's what I'm here for.
I live by the compressor. Let me start again.
I live in the compressor. I've got a plot by the compressor. I've got a deck chair, some beers, and I have a good time next to that compressor.
Generates my energy,
Oh, well, when I first saw X-RL7...
What?
I don't know. And it hurts. Hope that answers your questions, Rawrb. As far as bloopers go, I do believe there's a little site called Patreon, which we might have a page on. Sorry, was that too condescending? Servo Prieto. Just apologise if you've butchered the name.
Cheers, Gustavo. Sorry if I've butchered the name there. It sounds like a simple name. So I think I'll just go with Gustavo.
Just give me. I thought you were going to say the whole thing, which is why I said that. If you're just saying Gustavo, don't worry about the disclaimer.
To be honest, this question is one which kind of breaks the fourth wall. It kind of this sort of question kind of breaks the fourth wall. You're breaking the fourth wall. You're messing with the fabric of the space-time continuum here with a question like this. Because, yeah. Thank you so much for your questions. We enjoyed answering them, and we hope you're enjoying the series.
Yeah. You said wrap it up.